All right. Hello, this is Ryan McDonald at Shade Digital, and this is digital marketing tip number 17, 2018 local SEO ranking factors. All right. So there's a lot of confusion around ranking factors when I talk to clients, when I talk to people in general. There seems to be quite a lot of confusion on what does Google look for in order to rank a business on a local level, right? Most people aren't even aware that local ranking and national ranking, it's like, one's a pie and one's a cake. It's similar, right? They're both desserts, but it's different. Local SEO is much more attainable for the average business, significantly much more attainable. These days, ranking nationally for SEO is like a nuclear arms race that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's such a high value thing to rank in Google, right? And so many large companies have the resources to really make the effort sustained over long term, that just a lot of small companies, local companies, I hate to say they don't have a shot, but they don't have a great shot at ranking locally. For, mom and pop's insurance company isn't going to beat Geico or State Farm or Allstate when it comes to ranking in Google. They just don't have the resources. But local SEO is very attainable, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So local SEO, I'm going to go over the top 8 ranking factors as according to Moz. I use Moz as my go-to SEO, research or learning place. They put out such great content around SEO that I find that most of the stuff that I learn on an ongoing basis, I just go to either Search Engine Land or Search Engine Journal or Moz to learn about the latest in SEO. And they released a local pack ranking guide, right? Or how to put this? I guess ranking factors when studying like thousands of websites. And so I'm going to go over each one of these. There's 8 of them, and then break down what they mean, and then go deeper into them. So the first one, the biggest, so I'm going to start from like the biggest ranking factor to the lowest, right? So is My Business Signals. And that includes proximity to the searcher, the category that the business is based in, right? Keyword in business title, and other things. That, according to Moz, 19% of their ranking algorithm for local pack is My Business Signals, right? So this is like if you have, let's keep it on insurance. If the name of your insurance company is Joe Mama's Insurance, right? Or Joe Mama's Auto Insurance, that has a better chance just based on that one factor, right, of ranking than, say, I'm so bad at these on-the-spot things. Umbrella Insurance. Okay, that might be, who knows if that's the name of a company or not. But because it has auto insurance in the title, that would be a positive thing on a local SEO standpoint. The other thing, proximity to the searcher, right? When we talk about local SEO, when we talk about local packs, that's typically when you make a search and you see like, I hate to describe it, everyone just calls it local pack, but if you don't know what you're looking at, it's like a little box and it has a map and several places, right, that are in proximity, right? So proximity to the searcher is huge. If you live in New York City, local SEO is a bigger deal for you than if you live in Scranton, Pennsylvania, right? There's just more searches happening on a local basis than in New York City than Scranton, Pennsylvania. So local SEO is a bigger opportunity. So proximity to the searcher is huge. And when they talk about category in the My Business Signals, category would be things like your Google My Business account, right? If you select the insurance category, if you select the digital marketing category, you know, whatever your business is, choosing relevant categories. All right, second ranking factor is link signals. Who would have thought, right? Everyone, whenever I talk to people who might not be huge into SEO or digital marketing, the one thing that they seem to know is that you need links. They need links to rank in Google. And that's a part of it, and that's a huge part of it, right? How does Google determine the value of a website or the authority of a website without links? It's something I've thought about a lot, and I don't have a good answer. So links is going to be the primary means of determining authority for the foreseeable future. And it has been, right, since, you know, George W. Bush's first term. You know, so it's been a dominant ranking factor, whether you're talking national SEO or local SEO, for a long time, a really long time, and it's not going to change. So some of the how do I say, details about link signals, right? And by the way, they prescribe this as 17% of an influence on your ability to rank on a local basis. So inbound anchor text, linking domain authority, and linking domain quantity. So inbound anchor text. What is inbound anchor text? Well, that is, let's say I make a link on my blog, right? So on my blog, I can just put up a link like HTTPS, you know, ://, and I do it like that. Or I can put words over it, and right, you see those words when they're blue and they're clickable, right? That's the anchor text. So if I link to Shea Digital and I put in digital marketing agency as the anchor text for that link, that is a positive ranking factor for Shea Digital around the term digital marketing agency. Anchor text is very important when it comes to your inbound links. They have a lot more authority in Google's eyes. All right. Linking domain authority. So if whitehouse.gov links to me versus, Johnny's blog, right? If I get a link from Johnny's blog and whitehouse.gov coming into my website, Shea Digital, Google puts more weight on the whitehouse.gov link than it does Johnny's blog, right? Whitehouse.gov has a higher domain authority than Johnny's blog, and so that higher domain authority linking over to, let's say, my website would be a more positive ranking factor than Johnny's blog linking to me. Both are good. Both are good. Don't mean to make one sound like it's bad. They're both good. But one has far more weight than the other. And that's what they're talking about. All right. So number 3, we're going to go to the third ranking signal, on-page signals. And so this is things like keywords and titles, domain authority, presence of NAP, etc. And Moz put this at 14% ranking factor influence. So what are your on-page signals? All right, so on-page signals, keyword and title is pretty self-explanatory. It's a lot like what we covered in the My Business signals. But this is essentially making sure your own website has its on-site stuff in order, right? You have good H1 tags, you have good H2 tags, you have good content structure, you have relevant keywords in your website. You're just doing things right from an on-page standpoint. Your title tags are good, etc. And then domain authority. So domain authority was the other one that they listed in on-page signals, and that is your own domain authority. And your own domain authority is essentially the cumulative value of the links that are coming to your website, right? So content marketing is a big part of this. Creating content that's linkable, right? So people link to your website and it boosts your own domain authority, and then you start ranking in search engines. I'm not sure what Shade Digital's domain authority is offhand. And the only tool I know to measure it, or the tool that I use, is Moz. And I believe domain authority was a Moz created metric. I don't think Google has like a standard domain authority. It just looks at cumulative, the weight and number of links that are inbound. But knowing that it's just better to have more links than less, right? So domain authority, how many links point to your website as opposed to the other websites that they could rank for in the local pack, right? So let's say I type auto insurance near me and a bunch of insurance companies show up locally, right? Local insurance companies. And it's basically like, how many links do you have versus the person who's number 2 or 3 or 4, etc. Citation signals. This one is big. Granted, it's 13%, right? So this is number 4 on the list. And just to recap, we went through My Business Signals, Link Signals, On-Page Signals, now we're on Citation Signals. So Citation Signals is 13% according to Moz. Not a lot of people know about citations, or citation accuracy, or citation distribution. So and I guess let's just start off, what is a citation? So a citation is essentially your local business information, right? Your name, your phone number, your hours, your website, your email, your description, your categories, all of these different pieces of information aggregated across the web, all pointing back to your website. So what do I mean by that? All right, so there's a ton of different places that you will have business information, whether that's Yellow Pages, Yelp, Facebook, Axiom. There's a ton of different data providers out there. There's a ton of different, and I'm guessing you don't even know, most businesses don't even know where they're at, right? Yeah, you have to do kind of an audit, but there's like 14 of them, and it's a shame I can't think of more offhand. But it's essentially making sure that across those 14, 15 different sites, that the information is the same, standardized, and is accurate. What happens if it's not? So if it's not standardized, if it's not accurate, Google looks at all these conflicting things, like the titles, the name of the business is X in this listing, the name of the business is Y in this listing, and it gets confused. So it's not really sure what's accurate, what's not accurate, and so it just doesn't rank anything at all. And so making sure those citation signals are accurate and are present throughout the web helps give Google confidence that your business does what it says it does, that it is open in these certain hours, that it's located in this part of town. So having those consistent is big when it comes to Google ranking you. Review signals. All right, this is number 5, review signals. Moz put that at 13% as well. And so it looks at review quality, review velocity, and review diversity. All right, so basically how many reviews you get, when you get them, how good are those reviews, right? So and this is basically another way of letting Google know more about your business. When you have a business and it's getting reviews, right? And these reviews, let's say they leave several paragraphs per review, that gives Google much higher confidence in your business, especially when it gets good reviews. They want to show users, they want to give people a good user experience. And so showing businesses with good reviews, right, or a lot of reviews, gives them confidence that yes, this business exists because they keep getting reviews. Yes, this business must be good at what they do. They keep getting 5-star reviews, 4-star reviews. And so the quantity, the velocity, and the diversity of reviews is a ranking signal for the local back. Behavior signals is number 6. All right, so what is behavior signals? Behavior signals is click-through rate, mobile click-to-call, check-ins, etc. All right. So some of that's self-explanatory, right? Mobile click-to-call, check-ins. I want to talk about click-through rate. And this is something that is becoming a bigger part of SEO as these algorithms, as these machines get smarter. So one click-through rate is like, let's say there's 10 local listings on Google and you're number 4. Someone clicks you more often than they would other places in position number 4, right? So if you have an above average click-through rate for your position, that's good. And they'll keep pulling you out. And I mean, there's a lot of things that go into having a high click-through rate. Brand strength, what you have in the title, your meta description, although that's not a huge thing for local SEO. But anyway, so there's a lot of variables that go into what makes a user click on a certain SERP than another. But Google clearly wants to prioritize those businesses that have above average engagement when it comes to click-through rate on a SERP, and they measure it on a position-to-position basis, right? So of course, position 1 is going to get the highest click-through rate, but it's about all of the position 1s, which has above average, which has below average click-through rates. Number 7 is personalization, and they put that at 10%. That one's a little tricky, but it's basically based on previous browsing behavior, right? So if you have an affinity towards a particular website in a space, it'll prioritize that website. If you have a particular affinity towards, I don't know, a certain, how do I say this? Let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it simple and say it's based on past browsing behavior. Don't need to get too much more into detail than that, but personalization is based on your internet usage, right? It's not like it looks at Ryan McDonald as a 29-year-old male, and so it doesn't look like that. It looks at internet usage. And let's see, number 8, and this is the last one, social signals, and they put that at 4%. All right, so there's so much confusion because when I've talked to people who are like, oh, having a Facebook profile will help me rank in Google. Well, I mean, I guess, and I mean, not really. The answer is it depends. I mean, it's not going to hurt you, but I hear things like that. And while they're accurate in a sense, it's not like you do this and you're automatically on Google. It's much more complicated than that. But Google engagement, Facebook engagement, Twitter engagement was what they wrote down for social signals. And yeah, I mean, if you have an active Facebook page as a business, this is a good sign to Google that you are a real business and that you're a legitimate business. And, they're going to reflect on that positively. But if you have a Facebook page, but very little inbound links and terrible citation structure, and your personal business signals are all over the place, you're not going to rank. So it's not like you can add a Facebook page and hope to rank, maybe for a branded term or something, but yeah. So let's recap some of this. All right. We're going to go 1 through 8. 1, my business signals. That's your proximity to the searcher, categories, keyword in the business title, etc. Biggest ranking factor. Number 2 is link signals. your inbound anchor text, your linking domain authority, your linking domain quantity, etc. Number 3, on-page signals. That's the presence of NAP, keywords and titles, and domain authority. 4, citation signals. We touched on that. That's data aggregators, etc., citation volume, things like that. Number 5, review signals. 6, behavioral signals. 7, personalization. And 8, social signals. You take this as a checklist. You go, boom, I've got my own business signals in check. Link signals, boom, okay, I'm getting inbound links at a good quality, good quantity with good anchor text. So look at it as a checklist, and when you want to rank it for locally, it's much easier than ranking nationally. It's much more within most businesses' grasp, and it's worthwhile. It's very much worthwhile. And these are the ranking factors to do it, right? So look at this ranking factor as like a checklist of getting things in line, right? I need to get this in line, this in line, this in line, this in line. And if you need help with your local SEO or your digital marketing in general, you can call Shade Digital at that number right there for a free marketing proposal. And what Shade Digital does is we generate traffic, right? So we have 2 core services really. We'll look at traffic generation and conversion rate optimization. So what that means is we will generate traffic to your website and we'll help that traffic turn into customers on your website. So that's the 2 core services of Shade Digital. Like I said, call us for a free marketing proposal. If you like this video, hit like or subscribe or share. I love seeing new subscribers. And that was it. This was Ryan McDonald at Shade Digital for digital marketing tip number 17, local SEO ranking factors. All right, thank you.